because we're having like kind of a retro movie night. And did you guys ever watch? Do you guys remember watching The Abyss?
Of course.
Yeah.
The Abyss.
Gina Davis.
Exactly, Gina Davis, Ed Harris. Great movie. But I gotta say, for those who haven't, if you haven't seen it, it's taking place in the ocean, and a lot of it takes place underwater. And I'm not expecting those effects to hold up completely. I know it's at the time it was an A movie, it was a AAA movie per se, but I would definitely say if I was grading the effects by today's standards, definitely under C.
Really? Really? Really?
I was wondering where he was going with it, and then I saw it coming.
Is it Thursday?
It is Thursday. How did you know? Did you look at the calendar? Or could it be because we're Figure Action and we're live, coming to you live on YouTube. Of course, you're always welcome to check out our previous episodes here on YouTube and on Podbean, on iTunes, Google Play, all the audio-only versions. Check us out there if you missed us or you just want to listen to us offline. Joining me tonight is the usual cast of characters. Sans, our buddy Parts Former, he might be hopping on late. But we got a lot to talk about, so without further ado, we'll go ahead down the panel. You know him, you love him. True Star Screamer, how you doing, man?
I'm here in 3D this time, not just a flat image, These lips move, baby. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Today is my Friday. I'm taking a personal holiday tomorrow because I've got some house stuff to do. And, it's always nice to have a Friday off. And I'll be playing some Super Smash Bros. Ultimate all day tomorrow. And more than likely after this podcast, I'll be heading up to Walmart and picking up my copy. Our buddy Deluxe in the chat says, "Who is scratching their mic?" T, is that you?
No.
That could be my mouse.
Yeah. I'm cheap gaming it this week. I found a copy of Far Cry. I found a copy of Far Cry 5 for $20. I've been loving that game.
Very nice. I can't tell if it's like one of you guys with. I think it might be your zipper.
Me?
Yeah.
No,
that's
that's
you.
definitely it.
Not my zipper.
No, I'll trace
what if
that.
I do this?
I think that's making it work. Well, next on the panel is our buddy Joe Crab. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Well, wait a minute. I answered that question.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I clearly was not paying attention. How are you doing since the last time you answered that question? Anything new happen?
Well, let's see. I think that rustling noise stopped. Yeah, the butt scratcher stopped.
My camera died again.
Yeah. You killed it. You killed it with your good looks.
It knew I was going to be doing a visual gag later.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, he can't take his pants off now. So. It's like YouTube picked up the Minority Report technology. And they're like, we have to stop this before it happens.
How'd you know it's going to be a long joke?
Really?
Really? Oh, the vodka's flowing tonight, gentlemen.
Dull punchline. Next on the panel, you know him, you love him, and you probably have clicked on some of his videos. We got Mr. T-Man 978. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm awesome tonight. How are you?
So is that our gag? Is everybody just normally you guys forget to ask me how I'm doing? Just fall into that SCU trap. Well, we recently had Cyber Monday. I didn't get too much for myself, but gentlemen, did you? I'll start with True Star Screamer. Did you get anything cool this week?
Finally. I know I've been absent for a little bit, so I kind of got a bit of catch up. But Yes, I was able to score some things I've been looking for. Not Cyber Monday, but actually out in the North Carolina wild. I was able to complete pretty much all of Power of the Primes of the Wave 2 that I never found. So I've got my 2 missing Dinobots. I've got Chromia, as well as a couple of the Prime Masters. So that made me happy. And then, as you gentlemen know, after a very long, rough week, I was able to get the Siege line in.
Yay!
Yes, everyone except Prime, Megatron, and Blowpipe. But pretty much anybody else who T-Man's reviewed, I've got my hands on, so I don't need to give my thoughts on that. And then finally, the last 2 things I got, which unfortunately, since my camera is not working, I can't show you. I got my hands on Storm Collectibles Goro. Don't sing, please. And
how did you know? You've got that Minority Report. You've got that Minority Report technology. You knew I was going to do it.
So I got the Storm Collect. If you go backstage,
you're cutting out there.
Where'd you go, Dave?
$15. And while I was not going to pay $20 for that little dude, 20% off helps out. So I do have my third.
You cut out. What did you get 20% off of?
The price of Studio Series Jazz.
Ah, okay.
Oh, nice.
So, it was like the startup joke. He just came back out of nowhere.
I think he's still working on the intro joke. Is that still?
I'm pretty happy. A lot of plastic, and yeah, I've got a lot of plastic to take photos of. So hopefully the Instagram will be active for the next couple of days.
You know, that's just like the story of every Instagram thought is they have a lot of plastic to take photos of.
Yeah, but
hopefully,
I don't...
hopefully the IRS doesn't tax you for it.
Well, all I can say is get on it, Dave, because I've been slacking.
Yes, sir. We'll work on it.
Me 3.
So, but that's my haul this week. It was pretty epic. It was good, which I wish you guys could see it all behind me on the shelf, but it's here.
I'm glad to hear. Joe, it sounds like you got some stuff.
I did get some stuff. It's not necessarily Cyber Monday stuff, but I did finally get a TF Source shipment in today that I shipped out last week, which had my long-awaited Commander Prime, TFC Prime. Ooh. This thing is heavy.
He's awesome.
And I grabbed a Unrustables finally.
Wow.
I'm way behind on these things. And I did pick up some Micromasters Siege and a Battlemaster Siege the other day after going to 2 targets and not finding the Hound and Sideswipe that I really want. And as you guys can see, the title of tonight's episode is Everyone Has Siege Except Joe. But...
And now you're making a lie out of it.
Was it yesterday or... I don't even know what day it is today.
Today
Hasbro Toy Shop had the deluxes for, what was it, $8.
Yeah.
With a code, with the discount, I ended up paying, it was $8, free shipping, so $16 for 2, and I did get Hound and Sideswipe. And I just got these today. I'm extremely impressed with them. Really love them.
That's even after tax, right?
Yeah. Because that code took off the shipping.
Yeah, it took off the shipping, and I did not pay tax because I shipped it to Delaware.
Oh.
Tax evasion.
I had to pay tax.
Just ship all your stuff to me in Delaware at my work, and I'll make sure you get it eventually.
Yeah.
I ended up missing the sale just
he's
due to work.
He's an impatient man. Joe, I gotta say, in the chat, you're getting compliments on your DBZ sweater and your Star Trek mug there. My buddy Sportimus complimented your sweatshirt, and
Thank you very much.
Says he loves the TOS Enterprise NCC 170 mug.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of Star Trek, I did forget to show off last week in my haul report that I did get Captain Picard.
With smell my finger action?
Smell my finger, exactly.
I know it's Make It So.
who
Does it come
might
with
as
an
well
alternate
have been
hand to smack Wesley?
I think it does. He does have
that's
another
awesome.
hand. He should have electronics where it just says, shut up, Wesley. Shut up, Wesley. But no, he might as well be a statue because his articulation is completely useless. But it's Captain Picard, and what is there really to complain about having a Captain Picard?
And I know
And that's all for me.
Saying, he said, "Oh, it's the model in the background." Oh, very cool.
No, the model's right here.
Nice.
Very well.
Nice
Well played. Well played.
He also said Delaware.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
The biggest attraction in Delaware is the Screen Door Factory in Wilmington. Everybody knows that.
I didn't know there was anything really all that good in Delaware.
I'll never forget. A buddy of mine went to Salisbury, and so we would go to Delaware quite a bit. They had like a flea market on Sundays, and if we weren't going to Ocean City, we'd check out this flea market because you could find the most obscure stuff. There was a really big classic gaming scene, and people would have like toys and collectibles, and that was why I like to go. But I just remember it was like the weirdest place, and they had like the porn shop across from the pet shop, and in the middle of it, you could get your picture taken with a really bad SpongeBob.
Mm.
And like,
Was
I mean.
dirty?
It was
I can't
dirty.
come up with a punchline with that.
Right. And the thing was, it was like the porn shop where like they had all the DVDs, and like when you're in elementary school and the teacher would give you like a little foil sticker star. That's all that was censoring this stuff. Like you would see like the full on shaft of some dude's cock and this like little sticker star.
And there goes our monetization.
So if we can paint visuals like that, then we can show off RC boobs later, and not have to worry about it.
I'm the Bob Ross of dirty imagery.
We're just gonna paint a little fluffy little cock right here.
Yeah, we're gonna put some,
and then we're gonna beat the devil out of that later.
Yeah, this whole pack of foil sticker stars all over the shaft of Lexington Steele's penis.
There we go, some cute little pubes.
I forgot all about him.
How could you forget?
Because we're more of a Peter North generation.
Yeah,
I'm not that old.
Oh God, I have a funny story about Peter North, and this was when we were in high school. A buddy of mine, my friend Brian, and I know he sometimes watches. So Brian, if you're watching, this one's for you, buddy. But back in the day, when we were getting our exposure to this stuff, you could download it on the internet. What a concept, right?
Back in your day.
Back in my day. And he would be like, you ever watch a movie and, the girl's really hot and you're getting into it, and then all of a sudden the Phantom Man shows up? I'm like, the Phantom Man? It's like, yeah, the fucking Phantom Man. I'm like, what is the Phantom Man? He's like, he's that guy that never seen. He's like, And then I went, oh, Peter, holy shit, Deluxe went to high school with Peter North. Oh man, Matt, is that true?
No.
Don't be bullshitting me. Do not be bullshitting. He's in the right age range.
Matt is anyway, 40 something.
Yeah. But yeah, my actually I did go to school with a porn star. Eve Lawrence. She was in my like from 8th grade to 11th grade. She went to Severna Park Middle and Severna Park High. And she it was kind of funny going back and seeing her in the yearbook. And then another friend of mine, Andy St. Dimas, lived with him for like a couple months. But that's enough porn anecdotes there. I just want to tell the Phantom Man story since we were on Peter North.
You know what? I need to apologize to Picard because look at this. I mean,
wow.
And he does that on every episode, so completely accurate.
Yeah. I just if you give him that split, you might be able to find Picard's flute.
He did come with the flute too. Where the hell is his flute?
Holy shit, he comes with the flute.
He does, yeah.
Oh man.
And he did not come with the fucking crystal. I don't care what the Mandela effect says. He never had a fucking crystal.
Well, while you're looking for the Picard accessories, T, what did you get this week?
Well, since you're asking,
Picard.
I finished Siege is up until the leaders come out. So I got Megatron and Optimus tonight from Hasbro Toy Shop. And as you can see, Diaclone goes with everything. And I got everybody else you've seen my videos. These two. I got Cog first, but I still haven't done his review yet. Amazing. I got whatever's in this box right here.
Gonna open that in front of us?
Yeah.
I can. It should be.
Don't speculate. Actuate.
This deep.
Oh, so you got the Mega Man X for the mech suit?
Yeah. And for the extra hand. And I also got last year from Marvel Legends so I can complete the Lizard. And he has rattle action.
Last year's a good figure into himself, too. Just gotta say that.
I'll take your word for it. I just wanted the Lizard. He's all right. He's just Pizza Spidey with new arms and head and feet. And one of our listeners, or watchers, Achilles, sent me this magically out of nowhere. So now I can stop complaining that I don't have the thing. And I waited, it's over a pound inside of this box.
You can get a surgery to correct that.
Solid plastic.
Oh, quick interjection. Speaking of magically out of nowhere, I have to give a total shout out to Nate Simmons. He was able to score me a Magic from California. So I did get to meet, I did get my Syndicate Santa experience. So I have Magic.
Nice.
I did get one more thing, but I can't be excited about it because I broke it. Or it came broke, sorry. Masterpiece movie Bumblebee.
Any word on a replacement?
Yeah, they told me I could send the leg back and they'll send me another leg.
That works.
I'm happy they didn't say send the whole thing back because going to Hong Kong, I don't know how much that's going to cost. But I did get an email from eBay saying that your return your return has been validated or whatever. If you have to spend any money, let them know because they'll make them reimburse me for it.
That's good too.
Sweet. Now, did it come broken out of the box, or did you break it?
Huh?
He came broken out of the box.
Yes, officially he came broken out of the box. He was broken in the box.
Pieces just flying everywhere.
Look, I contacted T, and I'm like an insurance adjuster here. He came broken out of the box. Right?
Yes.
Kind of like me in that Sakura figure.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I could pull him out of the pack. I put a rubber band on his leg, like a splint, if you can see that.
Oh, man.
So I can keep the back
of the snow.
What did you say?
No, I wish Josh was in this chat. Our buddy Josh Fisher, he says, my man got the Josh Fisher edition.
Aww.
No, Josh is an awesome sport. I remember when he after everything happened, he's like, "Hey man, could you do a Photoshop for me? Can you do the Infinity War effect on my leg?" And I was like, "Really?" So I did it for him.
Oh, that's who that is. I forgot who that was.
Josh is a great guy. Josh is a great guy.
So I'm pretty distraught because I cannot find the flute.
That's what she said.
Well,
You think you can, ain't it?
I don't know.
Hey, Zero, you get anything this week?
I certainly did. Starting with a not broken movie masterpiece, Ironhide.
Not yet.
Not yet. No, it's this is all in good condition. I gotta say I love this figure. I actually like one review. Is there's a guy, English dude, Prime versus Prime, and he had a review where he went over everything, and his review overall was good. But I think a lot of people are misunderstanding the shoulders. Like when I first got this, I was like, man, these arms are wonky because everything kind of moves here. You think this is supposed to lock in, but this is supposed to do this. This is his shoulder right here, and then he's got like a ratcheted joint on the back of the arm, and he's got like a weird double jointed elbow, but it allows him to get into positions like he does in the movie. He's got articulated. All right, he's got crazy articulation in his hands. He's got a thumb on a swivel. He's got two joints in the index finger. Everything else is yeah. Even the other three fingers, they're on a base pin knuckle, but then they've got another actual pin joint. So you can get him in like really good pointing poses. He's got an articulated jaw. It's a crazy figure. He's got a big ab crunch. He's got a waist swivel, very tight waist swivel. The cannons even spin. This is the best movie masterpiece to date, and it's crazy. Amazon, and I shout out to Nate Simmons for pointing this out to everybody. Amazon had him, and he's still up. You have to add him to your wish list, and then you can add him. He's in stock, but you can't just go to the product page and buy it. So not only that, but he's like $50 cheaper than the MSRP. So you're going to get them for a huge steal. And then, I'm all caught up on Siege, and I got one Cyber Monday purchase. I had to get this because ever since I was a little kid, I wanted a Sentinel. And this set with Wolverine and the Sentinel, it's got to go in my nerd cave. This Sentinel is pretty awesome. It talks. It's got light up eyes. It doesn't have the best articulation in the world, but it's really cool, really robust. The box it came in was awesome. It was in the ballpark of $50. So that was my only Cyber Monday purchase. Everything else has been wrapping up Christmas for people. Yeah, light week for me. I did, like I said, I'm caught up on Siege stuff. They had that 20% off coupon on Hasbro Toy Shop. I actually have a funny story. I got my, I just ordered the MicroMasters off of there. And, I hadn't seen them in stores or anything. And they had them on there. And I said, why the hell not? I threw them in there, put in the 20% coupon, free shipping. I think it was Tuesday, and I got them today. But it was funny is everybody that I knew that ordered on Tuesday was getting theirs today, but they didn't get a shipping notice. So, I wasn't sweating it because these cost like next to nothing, and I was just like, you know what, I'm getting them 20% off, free shipping whenever they show up. And I'm out taking the garbage out, and I get this phone call from a number I don't recognize. And I'm thinking like maybe it's the realtor, maybe it's one of the people I'm buying furniture from on Facebook Marketplace. Maybe it's...
Don't buy a used sofa.
No, not buying a used sofa. But let me tell you, there's some good deals on patio furniture and tables and end tables and shelves. I bought a solid oak TV stand for $50. So nothing squishy, anything you can wipe down. But anyway, back on track. I get this call. It's like this lady who's like the female version of our pal Deluxe Baldwin. She's like, "Hi, is this Jordan?" And I was like, "Yeah." May I ask who's calling? "Oh, I'm your neighbor. I think I got your Transformers." I was like, "What?" And I was like trying to wrap my head around this. And she's like, I'm real sorry. I get so much in the mail for the Christmas time, and I got this box, and I opened it up, and I was like, I don't recall ordering all these Transformers. And like the way she's like saying it was so endearing. And I was like, oh. And she's like, well, your name was on the receipt, and I just got a package for you and from 60 Johnson Road, and I'm 90 Johnson, so. And I just walked over there and got him. It's really, really nice, but fuck FedEx. Fuck FedEx for not reading the damn label, especially this time of year. But yeah, that's my little funny story. And that's all I got. So our buddy Parts Former, who is tardy to the party, how are you doing, and what did you get this week?
I am tardy all the time.
My Parts likes to be tardy all the time, tardy all the time, tardy all the time.
And just like that, True Star Screamer forfeits all of his figure action points.
Any of us see the Airstrike Patrol? We have to buy that for Parts Former because he keeps letting it go.
I did keep letting it go. I do wish I had it. Because
they're the main ones that sell out first.
The swoosh effect from that Leo, the lion one, fix on that, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. You asked me what I got this week. What did I get this week? I don't remember what I said last week or the last time we convened, so I'll hit some of the stuff that I got in front of me. I did pick up, I had a Majin Buu come from Barnes & Noble. That showed up. It's in the case somewhere. I'm not digging it out. You all know what Majin Buu looks like. If you don't, he's a fat fucker with a chocolate bar. Siege. I sieged it up this week. I got me the Hound, which is the best so far of what I've handled. I got the Sideswipe, which is the second best of what I've handled. It's the only two. Joe, what do you keep peering into the camera very closely? You have a large head in the screen there.
I'm looking very intently at my Siege figures here.
Yeah,
I'm
I was going to change
attention.
the name of the episode, but I didn't get a chance.
That's all right.
So.
We'll let it ride.
I have not yet opened up my Skytread, which I got.
What?
And then I haven't opened up my Optimus, but I did mess with him at the meeting, so I know what I'm in for there. And I got the race team, so Siege. Yay, Siege, everybody. Go get some Siege stuff because they're awesome. As besides that, I think I just got Christmas presents in for other people that doesn't concern any of you.
Okay.
I think that's it. Doesn't concern any of you at all. Don't worry.
Huh. Well, we're not interested then.
I am concerned, and Nate Simmons is concerned. Did you find your flute, Joe?
I didn't. Did not find the flute.
And I had a bunch of MicroMasters when I was a kid. And I got to say, these things hit you right in the feels, man. I remember these. Like, this is ridiculous having these again.
Yeah.
Brand new.
I love them. I had that
I like-
Airstrike Patrol specifically, and so I'm like, wow.
Yeah. I don't
like
love
the
the
fact,
hips. I
yeah,
don't love
they
the
pop
hips, but the rest is good. And like I said, I am going to cave and get the Air Patrol once I see them. I wish one of you guys had seen it for me and picked it up.
If I see it before our next meetup, I will.
Oh, I was joking. T literally had it in his hand. And
Yeah, I was about to say. We got video footage of it.
Yeah, it's true. There's record.
Nah, don't buy it for me.
Well, you said it's only $10. I'm like, but I just spent 10 times 10 times 10. Like 10 adds up, man. Especially this time of year.
So you could have got that off of Hasbro Toy Shop.
So I'll tell you, like I was clicking so furiously because I was scared that A, they were going to catch on to the pricing error, or B, that stuff was going to go out of stock like that. So I wanted to click and get through the cart as fast as I could.
If you clicked any faster, it would have been a T-Man video.
Exactly.
Oh, as we had kind of said in some of the opening, the deluxes were erroneously priced at $8. I believe $8.99.
And then they didn't honor it.
Yeah, and then on top of that, they had the 20% off. It's hard to say.
They say out of stock, but they still didn't change the price.
That's true. They didn't change the price. So who knows?
But was this their kind of like half-ass Cyber Monday? Did it go wrong? Was it just a great sale or pricing error? It's really hard to say.
I feel like there'd have been something to point it out. Like it wouldn't have just kind of been nonchalantly posted, And the only reason I noticed it was because someone on TFW posted like, "Hey guys, the deluxes are the wrong price." So I don't know. Like I got on there and got my Optimus for the $25 ship, and I thought, well, that's a good deal because I was going to pick him up anyway. And I know Hasbro Toy Shop typically has lightning fast shipping once the shit leaves the warehouse. So, and it did. Like I got tracking yesterday, and I have it in the hand today. Now it's
I missed all the fun.
Yeah,
we tried. We did try to get you involved, but you had a lot of the figures anyway.
I think you had your head up a chimney, Dave.
I may have. Right, that's when I was covered in soot. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to give Hasbro Toy Shop a shout out. They're like the only company ever where you can pick free shipping and they ship your stuff FedEx next day.
Yeah, that's true.
Or 2 days.
Well, it also
Like
helps.
I bought a 3 3/4 inch Marvel Legends for $10, and I think I paid like $7 for it, and they shipped it FedEx.
And Jordan, that's true too, because we're gushing about the shipping from Hasbro Toy Shop. They ship out of PA, and we're in Maryland, so yeah, it's a little better for us. And I'm going to actually open Skytread right now, like live, and you'll get my impression. So if you hear oohing and eyeing, that's what that is. So go about your show.
Well, while Matt is opening a Skytread, last week we talked a lot about MP44, which is the version 3 Optimus Prime. And it's kind of polarizing the community quite a bit. Anybody that's going on any of the boards, any of the Facebook groups, they kind of know how divided the community is. You've got the folks that want to buy it at full price. You have the people that want to buy it from American sellers at full MSRP asking price because they want to support the American sellers and they want to support Takara. I mean, if that's their thing, that's their thing. But I had made a prediction that the Amazon Japan price was going to be $320 or under based on my math, based on my previous experience with with Amazon Japan, and factoring their shipped prices to being about 30% off the American MSRP. And lo and behold,
and what happened?
Was right. I was absolutely right.
Yeah,
the pre-orders. Yeah, the pre-orders came out for it varies based on what part of the U.S. you're in, but the prices were $314. And the one thing I always like to remind folks about with Amazon Japan is you can cancel your pre-order at any time, provided it's not within the 2-month window of when the figure's about to come out. They'll tell you when your cutoff for canceling the pre-order is. But if the exchange rate fluctuates, as in the yen goes down, your pre-order is locked in, the price of your figure will go down. And that happened today, and now anybody that pre-ordered from Amazon Japan got locked in at a $308 price.
Woo-hoo.
Shipped. So that price could go down. What's interesting to note is that when MP10 came out, there was a lot of, I went back. I scoured earlier this week through old TFW articles about it, and the topics were full of people that were pissed off over the initial asking price of $250 for MP10. So I will say this. If you are on the fence about MP44, and you don't like the price, you want the official one, you don't want to go through Amazon Japan. I don't know why you wouldn't, but because Amazon Japan still has the A to Z guarantee. If something is wrong, and we are not sponsored or affiliated with Amazon Japan in any way, shape, or form.
That's Taobao.
Yeah, it's Taobao. They will replace your figure. My buddy Greg for Mercy from Shattered Cast, he had an issue with his MP36, and they certainly took care of him. So
question on that real quick. I know you may not know the answer, but when you deal with their, do they have language support customer service?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can email them in English, and they will respond to you in English.
Okay. So then there's literally no reason not to at least try through them.
Absolutely. Speaking of English, MP44 also, they revealed today, is getting a U.S. release by Hasbro. So I believe it's going to be distributed through Diamond, and I don't know if it's going to be marketed as an Entertainment Earth exclusive. but it's being distributed by I can't say it's being distributed by Diamond. I think it's actually being distributed by Hasbro, but they're marketing it as a Entertainment Earth exclusive. And kind of like the Soul Chogokin Voltron, it's going to have a slipcover in English. So we don't know if it's going to have an English voice box, but care to guess at the price on this one?
Oh, I'm sure much more reasonable.
Yes,
Yeah.
The
Absolutely.
English release would have to be much better.
A huge discount.
Entertainment Earth listed it at $440.
Ooh,
What?
Yeah.
Burr, burr, burr.
Which to me, it's kind of a big failure. I mean, if they're going to be importing this directly, why? We kind of talked about it. We kind of are almost to the spectrum of beating a dead horse here. But
hold on, PETA called. They said it's feeding a full horse.
Feeding a full horse. Jeez.
We're gonna hear about that shit for a while.
We will, and yeah,
deservedly so.
I hate PETA.
I like PETA. I like people eating tasty animals, and I know that joke is like that's kind of like dad joke spectrum. But hey, making you groan. What would it look like if we could actually see true Starscreamer?
Really?
Really? Really?
Jesus.
Hey, look, true Starscreamer is my biggest fan. It's two dad jokes in one.
Dude, that's just cruel.
Did you think of that just now? Because you get
I did.
you get 2 figure action points if you thought of that just now.
You're not even keeping track of those, are you?
I am keeping track.
Yes.
He's got a spreadsheet.
I do have a spreadsheet.
So, what do you guys feel about this? I mean, Hasbro has done some stuff where they've priced things high, but typically, in the past we've had MP10 when he came over, he was a lot less.
On it.
When they brought over Masterpiece Grimlock, Masterpiece Hot Rod. In fact, if you remember that Hot Rod package, they cut out the trailer and they cut out a lot of the accessories of that Hot Rod to make it reasonable for what they thought would sell in the U.S. So what do you guys feel about this? Any thoughts or?
It probably should have been what, $375, $350?
I think lower.
You think lower than that?
I think what they really should have done is created a package for the U.S. at $250,
$200. Oh yeah,
or 200. But I think 250 probably.
250 is probably.
Yeah.
But not with everything. You would just get Prime.
Cut out like the Starscream thing. Just give them the
out.
Matrix, the gun, maybe the figurines, maybe not Roller, and
whatever they did to make MP10 $100, they should do that magic again and make it $250 and come with everything like the Toys R Us MP10 did.
I tell you what, though, if they put Peter Cullen voice clips in that thing, which they won't, it's just a slipcase. But if they did, they'd have people double dipping.
But what if the Japanese version? I thought about this. What if it comes with both voice actors?
If it does,
that would be awesome.
I'll do some backflips.
I guess the chances that are pretty low, but we can hope at this point.
In the specs, they don't mention the voice acting, do they?
No, they don't.
I haven't, like on the pre-order page.
And we don't even know for sure if it's got voice clips, but we know it has electronics. We just don't know what.
Yeah. We're just assuming that it's the same.
Based on previous releases, it's probably a good assumption, but it just doesn't make. I don't know. I'm an English-speaking American, so it would seem to me that why make 2 versions of the same thing? If you're going to put all these voice clips on, just do both.
But there will probably be a third-party accessory to do that. And speaking of third-party accessories, there's been even more drama in the community this week based on a.
Sorry,
Yes.
I just want to get I didn't get my 2 cents. I didn't want to just jump on you guys.
Yep.
But I'm just thinking back with MP10 first of all. When he first came out, he got a limited for the US version. He had a limited Toys R Us run, which if you were lucky that your Toys R Us even got him, they got like maybe 3 or 4. and then he was gone for a while. I mean, most people got their MP10s on the second run that Big Bad Toy Store got theirs, the one that came with the Vector Sigma.
Right. That's how I got mine.
So I am interested in the new MP, but I'm actually wondering if they'll be doing a second or third run on this one, and maybe if they do, a stripped down one. I mean, remember when Year of the Horse Prime came out?
Mm-hmm.
That guy was like a third less.
No, he was more.
Oh.
He was more because he was about like 140 initially, and then there was a sale. And
I got him on closeout.
Yeah, it was like, well, they had a 20% off Transformer sale, and that's where I believe both T-Man and I got him.
So, but I think what their thinking was that, since everyone was bought up the second and third runs of MP10, that they would be able to get away with this. But as I said, I'm holding off on this. Hopefully there'll be a second or third run on it that the price goes less. But if not, I mean, heck, I'm looking at 2 MP10s here on my shelf right now. I'm good.
And the only other question I thought too is when you were talking about the electronics was, and the backpack, they don't show much pictures of the back of it, but we've seen some. We know that he's got a fairly decent sized backpack. I'm wondering if part of that's detachable, just looking at it. I'm hoping the electronics can actually detach. Now, maybe that's just me in a pipe dream, but I don't know. Looking at it, I'm kind of hoping, because I personally couldn't care less if it had.
Looking at how he transforms, I don't think it detaches. It looks like the whole back of the truck folds out like Power Master Optimus Prime. So I'm thinking the front. I'm thinking somehow the front of the cab becomes that big backpack.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you're right, T, because I saw pictures on Sabertron today that were comparing the windows of the grill and the I'm sorry, not the windows of the grill, the windows of the truck mode and the windows of the robot mode, the grill of the truck mode and the grill of the robot of the robot mode, and even the headlights are different. So I think that he probably the new thing with Takara seems to be that figures kind of turn inside out and onto themselves. So I think you're 100% right on that. I wouldn't be surprised if the
you could see the windshields on his back behind his neck.
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
Oh well, hope squashed.
So we'll see. I'm sure this figure from now in August, we're going to be talking about it plenty more. And then even when it comes out in August, it's probably going to have a bit more controversy. Hopefully nothing with quality control. That's my biggest thing.
Yes. Oh, we'll get it on the second run. Fuck you.
No, I just hope there's going to be any kind of elitist out there who's like, you're not a true fan if you didn't buy this. It's like,
there already are.
And there's a fair amount of that.
When I get that, I'm going to be elite.
I mean, there was the Dinobot meetup at TFCon. There are people that are like that. My thing is, if you're cool with MP10, I think that's a-okay for you. I mean, honestly, MP10 is going to serve as my toy version of Optimus. I may actually go in and get I can't remember, was it Non-F? Someone did yellow eyes for him.
Oh, that's cool.
Apparently, Deluxe Baldwin says he is the only true fan of Transformers, to be honest.
I believe that. I've seen his floor time, man. That is devotion and dedication.
Hail Hasbro.
He needs to work more effects pieces from the what are they, Battle Masters, into his floor time. But anyway, speaking of accessories, there has been a lot of drama this week surrounding an add-on accessory for Fans Toys Rouge. And it's ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd. But
she gets new guns?
You could say that. I'm not mad at it, and a lot of people are, and I'm not mad at it for a few reasons. If you don't know, and unfortunately we can't show it, we're not monetized, but I don't want our video flagged, so I'm not going to screen share this. But someone created an add-on piece for Fans Toys Rouge that gives her actual anatomically correct boobs. It looks like her front chest piece is opening up, and there's just a pair of titties
boobs in there.
And it's crazy.
We should show it because the nipples are blurred out.
we're not going that route. I don't want to wake up tomorrow and find out your video has been flagged, and then I'll make your ass edit it.
It's pretty easy to visualize. I mean, just picture
just
panel coming and human boobs underneath a robot chest.
And
go to DeviantArt, or if this
he cut out, but I'm sure he's going. Really? You can check out my Tumblr. Starscream. I have complete visualization.
Tumblr got a lot of people's Tumblr got taken down for anything.
Yeah, the porn pictures. I've got pictures of Starscream and Megatron.
Shut up.
Hey, when your internet cuts out, I'm here for you, buddy.
Even when you're not here, you're still here.
Yeah.
So I don't get the outrage on it. I mean, it's like we've said, it's in our chat. It's a gag thing. I don't think too many people are ordering it because, like, oh, they have to have it. That's the way they need to display their RC. But it's a gag.
But if they want to, that's their business.
Well, was it Matt or Dave? One of you guys said that it's a lot like the Reveltech Woody.
Me.
Yeah. He said that, yeah.
And I think you're absolutely right. You know, it's a niche accessory for a niche market, and I don't think it's designed to be serious. I don't think that most people are going to be like, "Oh my god, look at that! I need," you know.
Yeah.
And it's an Asian product.
Yeah. And
that's true too. There's a cultural difference here as well that I think, you know, they don't have the stick up their ass that a lot of people over here do.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love boobs, and I love getting, you know, action figures.
Easy there, killer.
Boobs.
Easy there, killer.
Here's the thing. So when you get something like this, yeah, this is it's I don't know if it's inappropriate. It's over the top, but that's the character. That's the character in the anime. That's accurate to the character, and it all fits. When you do something like this, I get like it's not appealing because it's a robot with human anatomy, you know, pegged into it. It just doesn't, you know, like we're gonna hopefully talk about the Firebird RC. That's okay. That's a sexualized design. It's fine, but it's not, you know, she doesn't have human, you know, boobs hanging off her. So
there's two types. I was gonna say there's two types of people who are gonna be buying.
One at a time.
We're really good at that.
Go ahead, T-Man. Go, T-Man.
It's your birthday.
Is that the RC sculpture you were talking about? The one where it looks like she's wearing a bikini?
No.
Nah.
It's another third-party figure from a new company.
Yeah.
No. I think I did see that.
Here, wait a minute. I'll send it to you on the chat to see what we're talking about.
So
there's a picture of it in the doc.
He made no time for no doc.
There are two types of people who are 2.5 types of people who are going to buy this accessory. The first parts are the guys who bought the Reveltech Woody. Frankly, probably will pose them together doing those crazy, weird photos. The 0.5 is going to be the person who buys it just to tick off the people who are outraged by it.
Mm-hmm.
And the third type of people who are going to be buying it are the same type of people who buy the mouse pads that have an anime girl in them and actually have 3D boobs on them, because frankly that's the only way they're ever going to get their hands on them, and frankly they're going to be rather mostly harmless.
Yeah, I agree with you. And you know, like I said, I take my libertarian perspective, and it's like, you know, if it doesn't hurt anybody, I get where people are outraged about it, but it's I'm sorry, it's not for you. Just as, you know, it's not for me. Just as the other, and this comes out of Asian cultures too, but they have like the big muscle men with the, you know, exaggerated junk that exists out there too.
Sho Anaki.
Thank you.
Thank
you,
Dave.
that exists. It's
Tentacle
for tentacle porn. It's for niche audience. I know like now it's gaining traction because IDW writer James Roberts, an artist James Roberts, is all over this. But again, it's not even for I could see if it was for an official product and it was an officially licensed product, yeah. But this is a third-party product for a third-party product. It's like, how more obscure do you get?
Hasbro would never allow that.
It would make for a great gag gift, and I really hope that someone makes one for MP36. If anybody's ever seen the Flash Gets animation where Megatron, yeah, I would buy that. I would buy a pair of tits for Megatron.
I'm not familiar with this. Why does Megatron have tits?
I will enlighten you, Joe.
Transformer.
Here's one thing though that I want to point out, that at least the way I feel, my opinions are not reflective of that of Figure Action as a whole. But as far as I'm concerned, y'all, your outrage is not my problem. That's what it comes down to for me. Like, I don't know. People speak with their wallets. If you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't want to buy it, don't. But if you're outraged, I'm okay. I get outraged about stuff, but I don't make it anybody else's issue. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. I could be. I do it all the time. I'm very talented.
Plus, and I've mentioned this in the chat, Google Decepticon Thunderblast from Galaxy Force. She was put in the mainstream cartoon with skin-tight boobs under her armor, and apparently in one episode it was very cold.
Oh, boy.
The episode's called Memories. TF Wiki, thank you very much.
Thank you for pointing it out.
TF Wiki. But I'm just saying, it's like it's more. You talk about the cultural difference. There you go. It is canon for fembots to have cannons.
The other thing too is
been waiting all week for that joke.
This isn't the first time Rouge has had controversy, considering there was it official, was it not photography, because she comes with that kind of mouth agape face that almost looks like an O face.
Yes.
It was official.
But again, none of this is actually quote unquote official, right? I mean, it's all still it's third party, fourth party, whatever you want to call it. It's still not officially the character. It's Rouge. It wasn't RC. It's Rouge.
Yeah, exactly.
Look what people do with Fison figures, okay? That's all I got to say.
Look what T-Man wants to do with Fison figures.
You know what gets me too is that like Fison figures are anatomically correct, but you know it's like it's interesting because you know we have a friend Stephanie who is a big Fison collector.
Oh, I've seen beautiful things done with Fison figures. Things that are just like absolute breathtaking photography. These look like miniature people.
Or breathtaking.
There you go.
And then you get people like Joe.
But yes, like Stephanie's stuff is amazing. Well, I've seen it in person, and most of you guys have seen it in person. But her, I mean, the stuff that's talent right there. All I do is open a box and play with the toy. But she actually makes something.
True.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that even though the you know the figures are anatomically correct, you know that
so are we.
Kind of lend them. Yeah, exactly. And you can't get upset that you know it's made to be as realistic as possible. Interestingly enough, I'm looking at this Firebird RC, and it looks like TFW had pulled all of the pictures of this. So.
Yeah, I had a hard time coming up with that pic.
Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. Right, can I zoom in to this? Let's find out.
Let me zoom in on these angles.
Right?
That doesn't even really show anything. So if people got triggered over there, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, let me do a screen share on this.
And I'm a father of a daughter, and I'm not outraged by this. You know, it's because I also worked in the bar industry. I know I have met people like this. So it's just, there's some parts of society that is just, frankly, flaunting on everything.
Yeah.
If you Google pictures of any character and scroll long enough, you'll see some outrageous pictures.
Oh, absolutely. And, there's that whole Rule 34 thing where I think that for some folks, there's not even really necessarily like a sexual aspect to it so much as it is they like the challenge. They like the whole Rule 34 game where if it exists, there's porn for it. Again, I don't, I don't get behind it.
$10 to Rule 34 Hillary Clinton.
No. But I will say, anybody that's ever been to Baltimore for Otakon or Baltimore Comic Con, you know who the ice cold water guy is, right? The guy that, and it's only $1. There's Rule 34. There is Rule 34 of him.
No,
my friend Zach Shipley and I, years ago, were playing Halo 3, and he was going on a tangent about Rule 34, and the ice cold water guy came up, and we found out there's freaking Rule 34, the ice cold water guy. But back to this RC, there are renders of it. And if you look at this picture here, you can see that there's a lot of emphasis on her bust. The renders, there's a lot of lines on her butt. This obviously isn't for the masterpiece collector. This is, like a heavily stylized, heavily sexualized RC. Joe, you kind of collect, figures like that. Is this? But I'm being serious. I'm not making light of what you collect, but I'm just kind of saying, is this something that you like those sort of figures? Is this something that like kind of is a crossover, if you would, of those sort of?
Yep. This is something that it fits, like you said. It's a stylized interpretation of the character. And I don't even think it's really all that excessively. It like I can understand a little bit of the like why the anatomically correct boobs accessory is crossing the line, but this is not. Like, this is, I would buy this. Not if it depending on the price, obviously, but it's a nice design. I really like it.
And I might actually be in for that if it's a decent price and it reviews well. It's not going to be a pre-order. It'll be a wait to see what it reviews at. Because it's a new company, too. You got to keep that in mind.
Yes, absolutely.
But this thing looks good. And I like the alt mode. The car mode is sleek. It's really good. It's got a good vibe to it.
And it's not just the female character either. I wouldn't mind seeing some of the other characters, the male characters with like with a more stylized, not humanistic, but muscle or something like that, built into the design.
I gotta tell you too, it kind of looks like it could. If you told me that was a design in cross dimensions, I would not believe you.
Yeah. It's kind of like a Boris Vallejo art in a way. If you remember those old fantasy novels.
No.
Look up his art. He does awesome stuff. Boris Vallejo and Jusko, he did a lot of the Marvel Legends stuff. But if you think those old, like Conan the Barbarian movie posters.
Yeah, heavy metal, stuff like that.
Exactly. I'm looking at that art. I'm actually looking at the MMC RC girls that I have. The chug scale ones. Believe it or not, they're actually very similar in a way.
Dave, what's our age demographic? People may not know what the hell we're talking about.
I think Black Arachnia. She was shapely. The Beast Machine's Black Arachnia toy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even the first Black Arachnia in Beast Wars.
I was gonna say I've got the Legends one on my desk.
Oh, yeah, that.
And
He's like a double E.
Yeah, she's like the hourglass shape, and then I mean the hourglass shape makes sense for a Black Widow spider, the hourglass. But there's a lot of emphasis on the boobs. I just think that I don't know. I think that people kind of go out of their way to be offended in White Knight these days.
Yes,
and it's kind of problematic, even though that's their word. I don't get it. If it doesn't hurt you, why ruin something that's especially niche? It's not causing anybody to go after anybody else.
Well, and some folks are claiming that it is hurting them as fans. I don't know. Like, I get the argument from that perspective, but I don't. It's not. Nothing's black and white. I'm a male fan. This franchise was quote unquote built around male fans from the 80s. Like it was aimed at kids. It was aimed at boys. There's no doubts there.
No.
And it's been brought into the mainstream for everybody, and which is great. I don't know. I just don't see how this. I'm gonna shut up because I don't.
When I look directly into the lights, it hurts my eyes. I don't have to do that, but it's something that can happen. So they need to calm down.
I agree. I think ultimately, again, like I said, it's going to serve its niche audience. The people that want it are going to get it. Who knows? Maybe this RC will have cross dimensions level articulation, and then people will look past and say, "Oh, well, she has those proportions for better articulation." I mean, to me, the renders and sketches all kind of remind me of the D-Arts Mega Man, which is one of my favorite figures that I picked up in the past couple of years. So,
Transformers: The Lost Knights did more harm to the fandom than these figures do.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can quote me on that.
Oh yeah. No, I will say it is one of my least favorite movies of all time. So, speaking of movies, we got a trailer this week. I know everybody is waiting for the Avengers 4 trailer, which has yet to drop. It's been tomorrow every day for the past 2 weeks. But we got a new look at Captain Marvel, and just kind of want to do a roundtable. What do you guys think of this?
I think it was a big improvement over the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely dived into a little bit more of what the backstory and everything of this character is going to be like. But it's it's Marvel. I don't know how much they really need to. I think they kind of overdo it with the trailers that they put out. I mean, a lot of people really look forward to them, but I know we'll probably get another 1 or 2 Captain Marvel trailers. We're probably going to get all kinds of Avengers 4 trailers, but I think that trailer that I just saw for Captain Marvel showed me what I need. Okay, I'm going to see it no matter what, but it dives into the story, and then as far as Avengers 4 goes, I say don't even release a trailer.
I mean, that's definitely a movie you don't need a trailer for. I mean, the way Infinity War ended, what more do you need? Other than to see the movie, like now. I liked what I saw. I feel, I guess my biggest gripe with it, I don't know if they're trying to save it for the movie, but all of the previous movies, they kind of gave you a glimpse into some of the personality of the titular character. And I mean, so far, they really haven't given away much of, what her character is going to be like, unless she's kind of going to be stern the whole movie.
Brie Larson. Yeah. Everything I've seen her in, she is very wooden, and she doesn't seem to come across with much personality. So that might just be her.
Yeah, I mean, maybe so. I do think that the young Nick Fury, that stuff all looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna be the personality of the movie more than likely.
And this wouldn't work, I think, without him.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I do think
I mean,
both
some of
trailers
the
does.
stuff-
Go ahead, T.
Some of the stuff in the trailer looked exciting, like when she was going Super Saiyan and when she was flying into space. I like that. So I'm hoping to see more of that. But the trailer didn't really excite me too much, to be honest.
That's the same boat I'm in.
Like, I want to see it, but so I'm hoping maybe that they're hiding things.
To your internet right now, it's making you sound like Cleveland Brown if he was Soundwave.
Rumble, eject.
Rambo, eject, ravage, rabbit.
Oh, ravage.
No.
I was probably. I have faith in this. I mean, are you done?
I didn't get any of that.
I got too much.
For me, I think back to the original Civil War trailer, which really surprised the heck out of me in every right way, because I thought I was getting one type of movie, and then when I saw the movie, it was completely different in the good ways.
I heard
I'm hoping
faith in it.
T-Wave, you're cutting out.
So we're gonna start a coffee for T, a Ko-fi or whatever the hell, to get him some good internet.
Were you guys hearing me fine?
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Okay. T-Man, no offense, man. Watch the replay. The Civil War trailer.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
You can't hear me?
I think it's getting worse.
So what did you say, Dave?
On to the next.
You saw the Civil War trailer and the movie was not what you expected it to be?
Oh, I'm gonna be allowed to talk now.
Yes.
We don't know yet.
Okay.
Metro PCS told T-Man he was out of data. All right, Dave, please.
Okay.
Podium.
I freaking forgot what I was going to say. On to the next. Next guy talk. Next guy talk. I forgot what I was going to say.
I was going to say I was kind of meh on the trailer. That doesn't mean I'm not going to see it, but Marvel has such a high – it's the Pixar problem. Marvel has such a high bar on everything that even a decent trailer is still kind of meh for me, especially with the amount of superhero movies coming out. Like, you're right. She does come over as wooden in the trailer, and I hope that's not the way she is through the whole movie. Maybe, she'll lighten up through, maybe not. We don't know how much humor is going to be in this film. It's a Marvel movie, so I'm sure it'll have a decent amount. But they got to be careful now, because this is the first steps I feel they're going to start taking into the space, the cinematic, the space worlds. What do you call it?
Cosmic Universe.
Yes, thank you. Marvel Cosmic. So I feel like this is where they're heading with this, and they just need to. They don't have to do a whole lot to keep us engaged. Just don't screw it up.
Technically, weren't the Guardians and Thor Ragnarok?
Yes, definitely. But I mean, but they still all tied directly back into Earth type stuff, and I'm wondering if they're going to take the jump into full. Oh God. If they're going to take the jump into full, are you showing Prime's boobs? Is that what that is?
It's the Diaclone inside of them.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's inappropriate.
So, Matt, back to that. Like they mentioned Xandar in the trailer, so they're obviously aware of the Nova Corps. At least Earth is. So, kind of makes you wonder when Star-Lord and his crew interact with S.H.I.E.L.D. They're going to be completely aware. It also makes you wonder, did they know about his presence on Earth or Ego's presence on Earth?
Right.
So,
and I also think too, because I don't know how much people watch the trailer, so I won't give anything away. But the villains and the race that they're introducing, I think, is going to play a huge part in the next phase of the movies. I feel like with the nature of the villains, I think that. I think they've already factored into the movies, and we don't know it yet.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows, who I'm talking about, I think they're already in play, and that'll be a big reveal later.
Well, I mean, in the trailer, they do mention Skrulls.
Okay. Well, if you're going to just throw it out there, then yes, I think the Skrulls are going to be I think they have been already a part of our Marvel universe, and we don't know it yet.
Yeah.
I've been calling that for a while now, and I know I'm right all the time. Just ask my wife.
I wonder if Glenn Close is going to be in the movie, because she was the head of the Nova Corps in Guardians, the first Guardians, and I think it's interesting that they're putting an emphasis on Xandar, and in Infinity War, and again, Infinity War was such a long movie that the destruction of Xandar was just glossed over.
Yeah, it was barely a plot point. You're right.
So, maybe that will get fleshed out here. Maybe they'll give you a bit more of an attachment to Xandar, her training, and basically how she becomes Captain Marvel. I mean, well, obviously they have to do it. It's an origin movie, but I'm going into it. I'm not really hyped, but at the same time, I'm in the same boat. It's a Marvel movie. I'm so heavily invested in the cinematic universe that I'll see it no matter what.
Yeah, I agree. Anybody else have anything to say on that? T, did you put another quarter in the meter?
He is there. I see him.
He isn't moving though. I don't know if he's just very relaxed.
He's froze.
Okay.
Yeah, when I click on his click on his image.
But to wrap this, to bring this into action figures, we have both SH Figure Arts and Marvel Legends got us covered for this movie.
Yeah. In fact, I think, is this the first Marvel Legends cat that's ever getting produced? I think it is. Her cat Chewie.
That's for Dave to interject, because he would know more than any of the rest of us, I think.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
I was saying, it looks good at least for one viewing, like the Ant-Man movies and the Iron Man movies. To me, I didn't really like the Iron Man movies. I only liked them for one viewing, and that was it.
So you want to get the story from it, then move on, right?
Yeah. I mean, but it might end up being really, really good.
We can hope.
I already know probably half our cast dies. Because where are those people? Well, actually, we know half of them. We know two of the characters died in other movies, because this is a past movie.
So
unless the Infinity Stone brings them back.
Spoilers.
So as Matt was saying, we got some Hasbro reveals. It looks like these things are pretty much ready to go. We've got the regular standard Captain Marvel, and I think it's pretty cool, which comes with the masked and the unmasked head.
What do you think of the face sculpt?
I think it looks pretty good.
It looks better than the first time I seen it.
Yeah.
Not that picture.
No, that picture is pretty bad.
Is that the new picture? These are old pictures.
We'll go back. That's the this is just the in-package shot. Let me go back, and we'll look here on the.
Yeah, those new pictures, she looks better. But that one stock photo you're showing was the original stock photo where she looks like somebody else that I won't.
I really don't like that they they do the same character in one wave again. Like they did it with Doctor Strange. They did the ethereal Doctor Strange, which, he was a big part of the movie. And if you got the Doctor Strange and you had the ethereal one, you could make some pretty good photography. But it just sucked that he was part of the Dormammu Build-A-Figure. I think these look pretty good. I think Nick Fury and the Skrull are easily the best looking of the bunch.
At least in this wave, the one that comes with the jacket, you have to get for the Build-A-Figure piece, but the one without the jacket doesn't come with the Build-A-Figure piece. So they kind of screw you, because you're going to want the one without the jacket.
Right.
Well, I'm probably going to skip that wave.
Yeah, the build a
and
figure
get
just doesn't look so
epic
hot.
figure. I don't even remember what it was.
It's the Kree Sentry.
The mech, yeah. But
yeah.
I tell you though, that Nick Fury though is going to be a lot of fodder for customs and for suit. You know, you want somebody in a suit. There you go. Same thing with the Agent Ross.
So is this a whole Marvel Cinematic Universe wave again, like Black Panther?
No, you get what was this guy? Genus Vell.
Oh yeah.
And then you get Grey Gargoyle, which I know a lot of people are excited about Grey Gargoyle, but it kind of looks like he's made out of a translucent plastic, which is kind of an odd choice. I don't know. Maybe like a pearlescent plastic. I mean, Starscreamer, you got any opinions on these two? I know we looked at them previously.
He is muted right now. He will be back after a word from his sponsors.
No, jeez. Well, I did see there's the cape reveal for the NECA quarter scale shredder. So this is gonna be coming up. I don't have any that I've seen the quarter scale turtles in person, and they are a sight to behold. So this shredder should be pretty awesome.
But you know what that we're all hoping that'll lead to.
Like yeah.
Yes. Scale that shit down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
We need a shredder for our turtles.
Some people don't have the space.
I'm about to have the space, but it's filling up pretty quick.
Boy, is that what she said.
Hey-o!
You might have to get rid of some stuff.
No.
Store some stuff.
No. I'm not. That's one of my philosophies. Is I am not living out of totes. I am not living out of storage. It's what I have is going to be on display, and if I can't display my stuff, then I have too much stuff, and that's going to be my philosophy.
Oh, I have too much stuff.
So,
but I hear you.
Yeah. Is there actually? That's a good question. Do you have anything in storage?
I do. I have all the past Hasbro release stuff from the Generations line, the Power of the Prime stuff. I don't have any third party in storage right now, but I'm about to because my displays are way too cluttered as they are, and I don't have room for another Detolf right now. I got a plan for another one, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm gonna like streamline the displays some. My Dragon Ball figures are taking over. Thank you, Joe. And,
I was getting ready to say, don't buy a Detolf.
No, for those, it's going to be a Billy, I think, wherever I can fit a friggin' Billy in.
I was going to say I might have a Detolf for you because I might make some changes here.
Oh, well, then I will make room for a Detolf then.
There you go.
Room for a Detolf.
A free Tolf.
Free Tolf for me, Tolf.
Anything
I can't believe I said that. What's that?
Anything you don't see in my collection is in storage. So I'm horrible. I'm against your philosophy.
I mean, you just like I try to rotate it. I try to rotate some stuff out here and there, which sounds really good on this show is me saying it, but I haven't actually done it yet. So, but I'm going to rotate it.
I rotate every 2 years. It was Chug all the way. First it was animated, then it was Chug. Then I put the Chug away for Masterpiece once I started getting a whole bunch of Masterpieces like the past 2 years.
Right.
Yeah, I've got all my Combiner Wars and Power of the Prime stuff in storage, but I'm gonna keep the Siege stuff. But I'm probably gonna really slim down my my Chug stuff and kind of consolidate it with my IDW. I'll keep stuff like Battle Trap and like Springer, Sandstorm, Bumblebee, Nightbeat, Skids. But there's a lot of stuff that's just gotta get pruned out. So
sometimes you just got to do it. I mean, your collection changes focus. You like different stuff. That's what you have to do sometimes. You got to re-examine and reassess.
Yeah.
Talk to Nate Simmons first.
Yeah, well, no, I've already talked to him. I know what he's looking for. So I think he's gonna get my Wheelie, my Perceptor, and I can't remember was there anything else he wants. I'll touch base with him after I pull all those out.
Also, what
But
she said.
yeah, but it's like after getting the Zeta Bruticus, like where does the Combiner Wars Bruticus really fit in to any display? For my IDW stuff, I decided that I was going to keep Warbitron Bruticus, but even then, there's kind of a space limitation. Should I even hang on to that? It's a tough call. My buddy Garrett, as you guys know him as Thor. I'm like looking at his collection. I'm like, man, this dude, he probably would really appreciate that Bruticus. And part of me is like just toying with the idea of letting him have it. The KO market kind of killed any resale value on the Warbitron stuff. So, it's kind of a if it were to go anywhere, I probably couldn't sell it, and I'd rather a friend who's still getting started on their collection get a really nice piece, to really accentuate theirs. So, food for thought there. But a lot of the chug stuff I have, I just I'd rather find a new home, get a few extra bucks, so I could. Actually, I plan on going to Second Chance Toys, and they, I know they do conventions, and just saying, hey, what would you do for all this chug stuff? And if they give me a couple $100, great. And then I've paid for my MP36 Plus, and I'm a happy camper.
All you need is a plan.
Yeah, be nice if I got a little bit more, and then I can be like, oh yeah, I can, maybe start looking at saving up for a constructor. But constructor is going to be a long burn. I'm just going to do what I'm doing for this Optimus Prime and just put away $10 a week, and that's going to I'm going to fuel my very big purchases.
But if Amazon Japan can help out, it won't be as painful.
Oh,
as
absolutely, absolutely.
If the price keeps going down, that'll be awesome.
So far, so good. I mean, it's the first few days, and it already has.
My plan God, I know we're beating poor our listener BZ Fresh. He's like, oh man, I'm so tired of this discussion. But it is a big thing for the collectors out there. In fact, our listener question, I believe we covered, no pun intended, but our friend of the show, Eyes Covered, asks, now that we know the Amazon price, where he's still in, I think it's an astounding yes, especially with the.
I don't know about Joe.
Nah, I'm still out.
Yeah.
Joe's waiting for the boob kit for MP4.
Yes.
Once that's out, he'll make the final call.
Once they throw in the boobs, I'm in, and I'll pay $450.
Just use a Sharpie and just put 2 dots on his windshield.
There's a guy on Legions of Transformers who's been making boob kits out of clay. He made one for Hot Rod.
He's been making more than boob kits.
Yeah, he made a silly putty dick.
Speaking of nipples, why does Sideswipe have this little nipple here?
It's not a nipple. I'll show you exactly what it does. So if you have, where's my effects piece? Uno momento here. So if you have a character like Blowpipe, right, and he comes with this effects piece, you can plug that. Oop, and I dropped it. Okay, well you can take like the laser effects piece and plug it in, and you can make it look like he's getting shot. And I think that's so awesome.
Okay, gotcha.
Playability.
Yeah.
Playability.
I gotta say, I love the play pattern on this line. It's something that I think was missing. I think they really tried to do something similar in Titan's Return, but could you imagine if Titan's Return had the quality of these figures? I think we'd be looking back a lot more fondly on it and Power of the Primes. And and that's the other thing too, is the Siege line. I don't think any of the old Chug stuff really fits in with it anymore. I think this stuff is on another level. I mean, anybody can kind of challenge me on that, but I really think this is kind of a back to where the line needed to be.
And, but there's still some that'll carry over. I think they did some so well into the previous lines that I think there's no problem incorporating. But I agree as they stand now, these figures are well and above over most everything else that was offered. Granted, they're $5 more expensive a piece, but I think it shows. I think you're getting value for that.
They're the same price. I mean, they're the same prices they were when they weren't on sale. you know, you're basically paying Toys R Us prices now. But
now you're getting something for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I gotta tell you, like in hand, I didn't know. I was mixed feelings about this, like this weathered and battle damage stuff on here. Like the stuff that I do notice looks really good, and the stuff that is on here that may be kind of questionable, I don't even really notice. I'm looking at this Optimus, and I can see he's got some, like, metal flecked paint on him as battle damage, and it doesn't really come off real well. It more looks like he's just got scraped up parts. Not a big deal. Like, it's not. If that's stopping anybody from picking these things up, like, just do it. It's not.
Plus, get a cog, and then you can make your own Jetwing Prime. I think that's awesome. Like, these are really fun figures to mess with.
And like T said, this Sideswipe painted from head to toe. The only parts on this thing I don't think are painted are the white and the fists. Everything else is painted, and I can't believe that. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, check out T-Man's review of Siege Sideswipe.
I think we lost him again.
We did. I'm just trying to keep him here.
I was going to say, before we end the evening, I know he has a contest going on.
There he is.
T, you're back. Before your internet craps out, and before we wrap the evening up, wanted you to remind everybody about the contest we have going on. Well, not a contest, but a giveaway, rather.
Well, sort of a contest. Well, not really. Well, if you go to our previous podcast episode, you'll see all the instructions you need to win this guy, the Marvel Legends Gamerverse 6-inch Spider-Man. So if you want to win this, go to our previous podcast and look in the description, and you'll see all the rules. So whatever number this one is, because I can't remember offhand, go to the previous number for that.
I believe this is episode 22, and the contest is actually on episode 21.
Yes.
Hey, look, did y'all see they remade Crash Team Racing with modern day graphics?
Was that just announced?
Yeah, it's doing Game Awards.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't even know the Game Awards were going on tonight.
Yep, they're going on right now.
Oh,
There's supposed to be some big announcements.
Well, I'll guess I'll get the highlights of all that.
We'll B-side it, right? We've been talking about this thing for weeks.
Yeah, you know what? That'd be a good one. We'll do a B-side on the Game Awards. Now the PlayStation Classic is out. I want to do some talk about that. Especially the whole controversy over what they thought were PAL games, and it ended up being the result of poor settings on an open source emulator.
Frame rate.
Yeah.
Did you try it out yet?
I need a USB keyboard that registers on it. Not all USB keyboards work on it, so I need to see if I can find one that will register. Because essentially, the 9 games that are PAL aren't really PAL. They're just in the settings menu. They're configured for PAL. So all you have to do is have a keyboard plugged in, boot up the game with the keyboard, hit escape, and you can go in and change it to NTSC, and then you got your 60 frames a second back. But it doesn't change the fact that a few of the games I don't want on the lineup and I want to replace with better games. And on the B side, I'd like to go down how I would actually hack my my classic. So I think we've done a bit of rambling here. I know True Star Screamer is
saying stuff, but I didn't realize I was cut off. So I don't remember what I was talking about.
I'm not sure if Dave is still with us. He's
I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
There he is.
Now
Hey.
That picture looks like Weekend at Bernie's.
I didn't want to interrupt.
All right. So, Starscreamer, where can people find you at?
You can find me here on Thursday nights and on Instagram at True Star Screamer.
All right. Next up, Mr. Joe Crab, where can people find you at?
You can find me on Instagram, JoeFigure83, on Figure Action Podcast on every Thursday, and on Facebook, Joe Crab.
Very, very cool. Parts Former, how about you?
You can find me here if you really want to, every Thursday night at 9 with all these other clowns. I am Parts Former pretty much everywhere else, Xbox Live. Twitter, Instagram, and that's it. I said everywhere, but that's it.
And before we get to T, Winston get in the chat, wanted to see my Prime one more time, all armored up with Cog. So,
Prime time.
The cool thing about Cog is you can get creative. There's not just one way to armor up a character with Cog's pieces. That's why our buddy Max bought 2 of them. So, moving right along, you know him, you love him, you probably clicked on his videos, and if you Google his name, you'll find him most places on the internet, but just in case you don't, where are the important places?
YouTube and Facebook.
There we go.
But if you can still hear me, I had a question before I got cut off. Was there any other Chug figure that was fully painted in vehicle mode like this?
I think there were a couple.
Because I can't think of it.
I think they were rare, but I think there were a couple. I know there were some in Hunt for the Decepticons and that GDO line. Like I remember that that you remember the GDO line where they had like that Jazz repainted as Wheelie.
Oh yeah.
I think that Wheelie was fully painted, but I may be wrong.
But
that and
I'll stop holding y'all up with my paint question.
Right on. As for me, you can find me here every Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Pacific Time. You can find me on the Facebook groups as James Jordan. You can find me on Facebook and Xbox Live as Extra Zero. You can find me on Twitter at The Original Zero, and you can find me on Instagram as Extra Zero. And, of course, if you like what we're doing, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure and
share.
Make sure to share. But most importantly, T-Man's contest, you have to be a subscriber in order to win that Spider-Man. And T, back to that one more time. When are we announcing the winner?
Next Thursday.
So
I'll probably do a random thing on Wednesday or Thursday morning, and then we'll announce it at Thursday at night.
Sounds good. So again, make sure you like if you like what you're doing, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more of us, and hit that notification bell if you want to see when we produce additional content. It's been kind of crazy with me buying a home and the holidays, so again, it's been tough for us to get that extra content out. We're going to be trying to get more guests, more insiders. 2019 is going to be an exciting year, so stay tuned. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again here next Thursday at 9. Everybody enjoy the rest of your week, and if you're getting Super Smash Brothers, put your friend codes out there because I'm looking to play people online.
See you guys.
Peace out.
See you.
Good night.